Welcome back to the Rated R for Wrestling Studios channel. Got my guy Knock from West Coast Pop here. We should have Zach
What's
from
up, yo?
showing up soon. Knock, how you doing, man? What'd you think of SummerSlam?
Uh, whew. It was a good show. It felt like a WrestleMania, but they had some low moments for me, man. A lot of low moments.
It's an interesting show, man. It really was. Like a lot of weird stuff went on here. Looks like they called some stuff on the fly, a couple audibles called here and there. We had a lot of things going on here. We had assault of a minor on here. We had a squash match in one of the biggest matches of the night. We had two massive returns. It's just an interesting night of wrestling, man. It was a long one. I guess they're trying to capitalize or trying to beat AEW in some form or another, trying to get over on the CM Punk news. But like, what was your favorite match on the card?
Edge and Rollins, hands down, no question.
Okay. And what would you give the pay-per-view overall out of 5?
Out of 5, that Bianca one was so low for me, and that killed it. That killed it for me. I'll go 3 out of 5.
3 out of 5. All right, 3 out of 5. Yeah, I'd probably agree. I probably have to go like maybe 2.5. Dude, it was a weird pay-per-view, man. I don't know. It just didn't really flow that well to me. And it just felt like I was kind of like just waiting for like not even for the end of the matches, just to see like what surprises were gonna happen. I don't know. Maybe I'm just reeling off of CM Punk surprise. And I just want to see WWE kind of counter that. I'm looking forward to like the tit and tat of the whole thing.
For sure. They can no longer say AEW is not competition because there's a lot of panic moves tonight. A lot of pulling levers, last minute calls.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of that, yeah. A competition, not like anywhere near like for rate, like it's not even like for ratings or financially. It's just more because these guys are playing stadiums, right? Compared to what AEW is playing. They're playing up stadiums, stuff like that. But in terms of it, like impact and trying to get people talking, yeah, it's like a tit for tat competition got going on right now. It's some interesting stuff. Supersonic X, hello, hey, doing Newman Cole. Thanks for joining us, brother. So how'd you guys stream end up? You guys did a watch along of the whole entire show. I'm assuming a ton of slander towards the end at John Cena from Zach.
Oh yeah, Zach just slandering Cena left and right all show. Eric drinking the bubbly. He forgot his bottle opener, so he had to run out midstream to get a bottle opener. Came back out of breath. It was a hell of a stream. It was wild. It was wild.
You love to see it, man. Guys, on the fly, doing your thing, man. It's a lot of fun. Supersonic X, Vince McMahon pushed the panic button like crazy.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, he kind of did. I mean, he called in some last minute things. Maybe I don't know if any of this stuff was planned because there were the rumors of Sasha Banks and Bianca not happening. Seemingly, we thought it was going to happen. They announced it, right? For them to announce it, either they knew they were going to go with the swerve or it was a last minute decision.
Yeah, it definitely felt like last minute, but I think it seemed like for a while because Sasha Banks is missing a lot of house shows. So I don't know what's going on with her. Hopefully, health wise, she's okay. But that one seemed more like they gotta recover from something as opposed to Brock Lesnar coming out last minute. And I was like, oh, hey, Brock, come on, man, we need you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it seemed like she was probably there anyways, and like always bring your gear type of thing. Like no matter where you go, always bring your gear with you. Like, oh, we need you. Come out, Becky. Let's go do your thing. So it's pretty interesting. But the kickoff show started. It was one match in the kickoff show. Corbin, bum ass Corbin, versus Big E. And it's for that Money in the Bank briefcase. Now, I'm not a fan of this. I kind of wanted them to go farther with Corbin holding this Money in the Bank briefcase, running around with it for a longer time. I want to see him try to pawn it off to people and try to make some of his money back that he lost and everything like that. Big E gets the win. Not a ton going on here. You had Logan Paul in the audience looking on for whatever reason. I mean, he was there at WrestleMania. He's there now. I think everybody was booing him anyways. But Big E wins and he gets his briefcase back. I mean, it wasn't a good match. It just kind of was what it was. I'm not a fan of it because, again, I wanted them to push this whole Corbin thing further and further and further and further. And it seems like WWE always does this where they have a storyline that works or it's working and they just don't want to pull the trigger and continue it on. They kind of just want to wrap it up and kind of go on something else.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know what the attention span is, but I've actually enjoyed Corbin for the first time in his career. Like you said, the match is kind of basic. I think they're trying to capitalize on Logan Paul, like in a Jake Paul, because they have a fight coming on, trying to get in that headlines, whatnot. But if Big E's not cashing in anytime soon, why not have Corbin run around and pawing it off like you said? It's hilarious.
Exactly. Like if the intention or the idea isn't that Big E's going to cash in soon, then yeah, just have him run with it. I mean, what does it hurt? It's not gonna hurt anybody by doing that. You know what I'm saying? It gives us more entertainment. It's more fun. We get to watch it. We get interested by it, and it's one of the best things going on SmackDown and subsequently Raw, because he has been showing up on Raw with the whole Drew McIntyre stuff. He's a lot of fun right now. What he's doing, like I said, I've said this before. I hope they don't pull this Corbin stuff on like social media and YouTube and not on the actual SmackDown show or Raw, because I think it's a missed opportunity.
Yeah, for sure. Bub ass Corbin, man. Pat McAfee had me rolling. It's hilarious.
It is, yeah. He was hilarious. I think he's the best thing WWE's got going right now in terms of commentary, in terms of any backstage personality. It's Pat McAfee all the way, man. The guy's just pure gold. But Big E gets the win in the the pre-show. Not much to talk about here. It kind of is what it is. We got Zach just joining us right now. We bring him into stream. Hey Zach, what's going on?
Not much, Anthony. I just celebrated a birthday about 2 weeks ago. I think during SummerSlam I missed another one. Why was this so damn long?
Well, I mean, with everything kind of seemingly, as for now, going back to normal with the big stadium shows, we're back to long ass pay-per-views. Long gone are the days of nice short 2-hour pay-per-views, nice quick boom boom in and you're out. Yeah, over here on the East Coast, it is 12:30 in the morning. So we're back at it again with these late pay-per-views. But we just finished covering Corbin and Big E. And I was talking about with Knock about how I kind of felt like what Knock said as well. If the plan is for Big E not to cash in soon, why not have Corbin just run around with the thing?
Yeah, might as well. Tonight showed that's not on their mind with Big E, so why not?
That make a ton of sense, to be honest with you. But I asked Knock previously, ask you now. So what was your favorite match of the show?
Rollins versus Edge. Everything was kind of slow match-wise tonight, except for my second favorite one, which is the SmackDown tag match. But yeah, Rollins and Edge told a story, and that's great.
And what would you rate the pay-per-view out of 5?
2.8.
Okay. That's a good one. I would agree with you. Like I had it like in the 3 range, so I'm in the same ballpark as you. It's a lot. It's a long one. A ton of weird stuff happened, and it felt like they were just kind of like doing the whole pay-per-view by the seat of their pants, just like, we're just gonna all right, pick this, do this finish, do this. All right, you go out there now, you debut, you return, and stuff like that.
Yep.
Weird stuff. But with the first match covered, let's jump into the second match, the first official match of the show, and that's RK Bro versus AJ and Omos. We knew where this was headed. With the big return of obviously the reuniting of RK Bro. They were mega over with the crowd. The crowd was hyped for them. Randy looked like he was having fun out there, which is just cool to see. Because Randy's kind of like one of those guys, you really know how he's feeling. He's kind of one of those guys who doesn't, kind of ambiguous when it comes to the way he's feeling. But this was a lot of fun. Omos didn't do a ton in this match. They kind of utilized him more of like knocking him down, getting him out of the way, and having AJ do most of the match. AJ took the fall. We all knew that was happening. RK Bro, new Raw Tag Team Champs. This is up there, one of the better matches of the night, with the outcome that I enjoyed really. And because of this outcome, we got to see Mario Lopez out there, and I believe he said the word WWF. If I'm not mistaken. I'm not sure if he got in trouble for that or not.
Come on, Jay.
I would have.
That was kind of interesting. I'm like, I'm surprised he didn't try to pivot, or they didn't like bleep it out or something like that, like WWF type of thing like that. But no, it didn't happen. But RK Bro, new tag team champs, a lot of fun. Interesting though, I noticed, I don't know if you guys noticed, a lot of directing by Randy in terms of what Riddle was doing after they won in the celebration. He kept pushing them, stand here, go over there, come back here, type of stuff. That was kind of interesting. I don't know if you guys noticed that part.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think Riddle's still new to the moment, man. It's kind of got away from him. But those are the shots you get for the promo. So Randy was good and smart on that.
Yep.
So I'll start with Zach first. What did you think about this match? RK Bro winning and everything that transpired.
I thought it was great. So basically, I was saying during our stream, when SummerSlam first started when I was younger, 88, 89, 90, it was obviously not pay-per-views every year, but it was an event for the summer. It wasn't WrestleMania. That's what this felt like. That's what half of this pay-per-view felt like. And then it went a different course. But this was a great SummerSlam match, in my opinion.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I totally agree with you. Like, if SummerSlam was the summer pay-per-view, you had your Thanksgiving pay-per-view, Survivor Series. your New Year's pay-per-view in Royal Rumble. It felt like, they're trying to go back to that a little bit where they have the big four and make each four seem like they're just a mega show. But now they announced that Money in the Bank next year is going to take place in the same spot. It's kind of weird too. Like, is that like now a big 5 show or something like that?
Yeah, I don't know if they're going to sell that out.
Yeah, it's going to be weird. But what did you think about RK Bro beating Styles and Omos?
I hate to see my boy AJ Styles take a pinfall loss, but he came out dripping, him and Omos for matching. Omos still needs some gear. It was a good match. Me and the guys were talking about, like, it looked like AJ and Randy kind of produced this match, how to do it. Omos didn't do a lot, but he looked strong. He looked, I don't know if he's getting better or not, but he looked decent. Riddle had some good moments in there. I thought it was a solid match. Just how you open a show, man. It was fun. And it was a good start.
Yep. Yeah, it's a good start. You get the crowd happy that you give them what they want. A lot of fun for them. They like RK Bro. A lot of fun. Always Talk Wrestling. What's up? He says, fun show. He likes SummerSlam. He was down with it. West Coast Podcast Infinity Champion Eric here, whining and dining with kings and queens in the clubs, saying this is the GOAT of SummerSlam reviews. I mean, I appreciate that. I mean, I wish I was you, whining and dining with kings and queens in the clubs and not doing this review, but can't all be winners in the end, right?
Oh, man.
Always Talk Wrestling. Hot take. I think this was the best pay-per-view this year, in my opinion.
Not for me. I think Mania still has it.
Pay-per-view too long.
So you guys aren't agreeing with his hot take there?
It's definitely a hot take.
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely is. Martin Carrillo joining us. Thank you, Martin, for joining us. The opening match was decent. They weren't given enough time for it. Always Talk Wrestling, maybe second best after Money in the Bank. He's a big Money in the Bank fan. He liked that one this year.
Okay, that's all right.
Hope they don't ghost RK Bros for 3 weeks. Right, that's the trend.
Oh my god!
Yeah, calling back on AJ Styles and Omos when they won those titles, they were ghosted us for 3 weeks.
Yep.
We'll see if they go back to that.
The thing too that was just mentioned in the chats there about the time for that from Martin Carrillo. We felt like this was because more matches were going to be done better. Unfortunately, too much time was given to the main event. The women's match was what it was, but that's what our understanding was. It was going to be a fun pay-per-view all the way through, and it was going to be more fast-paced and not 4 hours and sluggish in the end. So,
yeah, they wasted a lot of time on this pay-per-view. We'll get to a little bit later, but they wasted just time doing stuff that it felt awkward in the moment, and it kind of just, like, they would do it and they just cut it, and then you come back and then somebody else is coming out for a match. Weird stuff going on here, but RK Bro, AJ Styles and Omos out of the way. Next match was Alexa Bliss versus Eva Marie, and god damn, I can't believe Eva Marie has not improved a bit in the ring, man. It's still bad, and I don't understand the point of this feud, where it's headed, where it's going. Is it over? And why this even took place? But this was just bad stuff. Alexa Bliss gets the win. A lot of Lily stuff going on. I mean, Eva Marie was slapping Lily up, treating her like garbage and all that stuff. And then Doudrop seemingly, I guess, breaks up Doudrop and Eva Marie at the end. But Knock, what do you think about this?
Honestly, before you said this, I kind of forgot this match happened. But
sorry,
Eva Marie out here slapping the doll, doing all this stuff. She looks good. She plays at the role of being a heel. It's like she knows what she is. I'll give her that. But I mean, damn, this match was terrible. Double D's leaving the group. She's done. Hopefully, she becomes Piper Niven. I don't know what to say about this match. It was bad.
It was extremely bad, and I like Eva Marie what she did before she left. She was gonna have a match, but by some act of God, she wasn't allowed to have the match. Her clothes fell off, something, whatever. That's actually more interesting than what you're doing now, where she has other people fight for her and she declares the victory for herself. It's bad stuff. But Zach, what about you?
This shouldn't have been on the pay-per-view. I know it is to build up Eva Marie more and everything, but so the only way this really pays off is if she actually can wrestle and she's just playing this part to put Piper over and then have an actual good match with Piper.
Well, I've said that as well. Like, I feel like the biggest trolling WWE's doing right now is making us think that she still sucks and she's going to come out and just, do top rope Hurricane Ranas, top rope Canadian Destroyers, everything out of the book, just flip, flop, and fly all over the place. Eventually, the biggest troll job by WWE ever. To boy, 1, 2, 3, best match, 10 out of 10. I mean, can you really argue it? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, at this point, like,
who was you watching?
He's funny because he came into my prediction stream and said this is the match he was most excited for too. Obviously, joking, but
yeah.
I mean,
shout out to you, man.
Yeah, shout out to you for liking this match. I don't even want to talk about this. It was straight embarrassing. Hope Eva gets nightmares with that doll, and that will be that karma. Could happen. Supersonic X Doudrop just left Eva Marie in the dust. I'm assuming, right? Like the assumption is that grouping is over.
I think so.
I mean, where do you go from there? I mean, you're gonna have a match or what? It has to be over.
Unless it's like, you ever see that old Looney Tunes cartoon with the big dog and the little dog yelping along the way, and the big dog's just like, shut up, and then all of a sudden at the end they switch places and it's the big dog kind of yelping, hey buddy, hey, when we do this, we do this today. Maybe it'll be like that, and Eva Marie's kind of in Doudrop's spot, but
that actually might be kind of interesting if they decided to go that route. But the open-endedness of this, it's not really like the open-ended way that you kind of hook people in, or like they want to see what happens to Monday night. It's kind of just like we hope it's over, and you can only really surprise us at this point.
Exactly. All this time, Asuka could have been on.
Exactly. Yeah. Eva Marie put over the fact that slapping a doll is more important than winning a title. Won by Martin Carrillo. I mean, he's on the nose pretty much on that one.
Yeah, for sure.
So this is like obviously like the worst match of the night. Well, I guess not, right? Because the squash is the squash worse than this?
I can't believe it, but the squash was worse.
Yeah.
I mean, that's crazy that would be worse than this match. But WWE continues to top themselves in the craziest fashions, the craziest ways imaginable. But the next match on the card was the U.S. title match. Damien Priest versus Sheamus, the U.S. champion, or as Tiffany Haddish would say, the national champion.
I don't know what she said.
Yeah, something like that, right? I don't know why WWE brings in these celebrities and doesn't like rehearse with them like a million times so they get things right.
Right.
Like if they're fans of the product, I understand that, but like she don't watch this.
Nah, she don't.
They called her after others like Cardi B, Megan Thee Stallion, and a couple more said no. So
they're like, oh, whatever. I mean, she said yes, so we, just bring her in. She probably lives nearby. Like, let's bring her in. So the United States Championship match. I thought this was a good match. I like this match. It was very physical between the two. Priest, I don't know if he's okay because that bump he took in the beginning of the match where he did the flip out of the ring, landed like kind of arched on his tailbone. He got up he got up. That's legitimately hurt because if you've ever hurt in your back, you get up standing like that where you're kind of like hesitant to move and you're kind of getting up really slowly. He had that, and he kept nursing it the whole match. You could tell something was a little bit off. Hopefully, it's not one of those injuries where he's got to take immediate time surgery involved, stuff like that. Hopefully not. That's a bad fall.
Right.
Yeah. But Damien Priest does get the win here. He's a new United States champion. Shout out to him. His first title in WWE. But Zach, your thoughts on this match and what went down?
I thought it was a great match between the two. And the best part about it was two big, strong dudes doing their thing. And the crowd was still behind it. So it didn't need all the flips and everything else that a lot of younger matches do. This was exactly the match it needed to be. I don't know. I'm just glad for both participants. They both come out looking like winners, and the crowd ate it up. I really, really enjoyed this match.
Now, what do you see for Sheamus, Zach, coming after this?
Time off and figure out. The guys mentioned that maybe 2 more years and then he retires. Take a few months off, and then figure out your last 2 years in wrestling or how you want to go out, and then pitch those storylines.
Would you be cool seeing him in the main event picture, maybe winning the championship on the Raw side?
Yes, and he has to drop it then to a much younger talent.
Makes sense. I agree with you. Knock, same thing. Priest, Sheamus, and the same questions for Sheamus afterwards.
Yeah. There's a lot to go here, man. I've been watching Priest since Ring of Honor days, and he's so good, and he's really coming to his own. He's found his character. I hope he's okay. You really can't fake a injury to the back, man. that looks bad. I'm still waiting for him to do he does a move where he dives over the turnbuckle outside, but if he's getting hurt this one, maybe we should tone it back. It was a hard-hitting match. I enjoyed it. It was the right move to have Priest go over. He's having a big year. So you make a star. He looks good with the belt. Again, I hope he's okay. Maybe they can buy him a week or two without wrestling. He can recover. Hopefully it's nothing too serious. I really enjoyed the match. And speaking on Sheamus, I think we talked about it in the stream. Maybe he goes after the IC belt at some point and becomes a Grand Slam. That's the only one he's missing from that. Lose to a younger talent if he doesn't go after the main title. But if Drew was to beat him for the belt, I think that'd be cool also if it wasn't a young talent. So there's a lot you can do with Sheamus, man. He's really coming to his own. He's good on the mic. He got a good character going. and he's still strong, even though when he lost. So Sheamus is doing his thing.
I agree with you on the Drew McIntyre sentiment. Like, that's actually a good thing because their feud was solid. Their matches were really physical against each other and stuff like that. When it comes to Damien Priest and his injury, like, he looked like when he got up, he looked like that's the way my dad looks when he gets out of a chair. My dad's in pretty bad shape, like physically. So like that's what he looked like, man. When I saw that, I was like, yeah, it looks just like my dad.
But, man, you know what? I'll turn off my camera before I get out of this chair so you don't have to see it again.
I could do a full-on reenactment of Damien Priest, but that was a bad ball. I suggest he tries to tone down that like flipping out of the ring. He doesn't need it. He obviously he just doesn't. Yeah, especially him being a longer limbed guy. It's a bit tougher for him to kind of get there, do the flip without tripping it up and things like that. Yeah. Yep. Supersonic X. Hope Sheamus will face Lashley. What do you guys think about that?
That'd be a good match, man. I mean, I can see Lashley going over there though. I don't know if Sheamus gets the win, but it'll be a good match, hard hitting.
Yeah, I could see a month feud with that.
Yeah. Mark Carrillo, they should let Priest be like his NXT days, either face or heel, don't matter.
Yes, I agree.
Now, I remember when he started getting into the hot tubs with the women and stuff like that. I think after he won the North American Championship, maybe do they go that route with now that he has this title?
Yeah, do it on the main roster, man. Oh, no.
Okay, all right.
Listen, man, that's what it is. All right. Hold on. Don't get me in trouble. That's what I mean. I just mean like it's good a character. You see Triple H doing that type of stuff. Like, hey, man, it's Raw.
I mean, Bobby Lashley did something similar, right? Like, he's not in the hot tub, but he was there, like, surrounded by women all the time and stuff like that. I mean, you know.
I don't know. I thought he came into his own when he was doing that type of stuff.
Yeah, live it up.
I prefer him to be a little more like he's got like this rock star persona. Just be a little more gritty, like Appetite for Destruction GNR. You don't need to be, you know, living it up at the pool like that. I like that.
Not like the nature boy.
Yeah.
Hey, stay off public transportation.
That's a whole different story right there, man. All right. So Priest is your new United States champion. Shout out to Damien Priest. Hopefully Sheamus, goes on to bigger and better things. And Priest continues a good run because remember, he's an NXT guy. Those guys don't have the best track record. But he's been booked pretty well with the Bad Bunny stuff. A little kind of misstep in the middle, and then now we got this. So hopefully, he goes on and continues his progress in WWE. Next thing the show was the Mysterios versus the Usos for those SmackDown tag team titles. I thought they were going to go like getting closer and closer to the breakup between the Mysterios here. We didn't really get it. It's just the Usos are so good right now, especially in the role that they're playing. They're not doing a ton, even with them being part of the bloodline. I think more of that's to come, especially with Lesnar showing up. Maybe you have more of the Usos playing a part because the whole John Cena thing, the Usos aren't a part of it, like whatsoever, really. They're not really there. They haven't touched John Cena. They haven't done a ton in terms of that. It did a little bit in the beginning, but they've really not big on it. So does, the Usos get the win here? Now, Knock, do you think the Usos continue with the Mysterios, or who do they go on to next in terms of tag teams?
I mean, who else do they got on the tag team roster at SmackDown? So, like, Usos a heel. I know you got no. You got the Dirty Dogs over there. I think it's too soon to go back to the Street Profits because I don't think they'll. Maybe you can go back to Street Profits. Maybe you can do that. But the Mysterios are teasing that breakup. So we'll see. But Street Profits, I say go back to them because that's the only one who'd be exciting for me.
What about you, Zach? Like, where do you see the Usos going with the lack of tag teams, anyways, on SmackDown?
Yeah, I don't know. I'd almost maybe have the tag teams kind of work it out themselves and not have the Usos really do anything except try to calm Roman down about the Brock thing for a month. Then you figure it out. Yeah, I don't know. But the Mysterios, I will say, if this is long game to those two having a feud or a match at Mania, because Dom is just kind of, he's cheating, doing some more dirty stuff, I'm all for that. They didn't need to do the tease tonight. Just have another regular match on a big stage. Dom is a little shaken by it, and you draw it out till Mania.
True, like some long-term storytelling here with them doing that. Maybe on my SmackDown review, my brother brought up maybe leading up to the Rumble, one of them eliminates the other one in the Rumble, thus like culminating the feud to head to WrestleMania, something like that. I still hope. Max from WrestleMania UK on my prediction said the same thing. He was like, I want Ray to be the one to turn on Dominic. Father turns on son because Dominic, he's just so young looking babyface. You can't take him seriously as like a heel, like a bad guy.
But he can be a whiny little brat though. So that's why I think like Ray is continually trying to teach him a lesson, the ultimate lesson at the Rumble. Don't turn your back on anyone in the Rumble. Get out and you learned your lesson. And then he becomes a whiny Dom.
I gotta see how he is on the mic because if Ray, if he turned heel on Ray and he started doing some Eddie Guerrero stuff with the charisma, that could be compelling. But Ray being the bad guy trying to get his son over, that's pretty cool too.
Like the way I see it too is like I just think about it like, okay, Ray's the bad guy. He starts beating down his son, and Dominic's on the ground. He's just like, Papa, and he's just kind of like reaching for him. And it's just, you know what I'm saying? Like I always look at that, like, like that just cracks me up. I just like the whiny, like I understand the whiny brat, like not the whiny brat, but the whiny kid, upset with his father, like, I'm a grown up, stop treating me like a kid type of thing. Maybe they can go that route. But it all depends on Dominic on the mic, and I just don't think he has the chops yet to get that part like kind of go over. So maybe you could play the whole sympathy role with him, and his dad is just like lashing him, like beating his ass. It's like, son,
oh my gosh,
you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna make a man out of you yet, and just kind of
oh man, that'd be hilarious. It's hard for me to see Ray as a heel though, but that'd be fucking hilarious.
But like he's really never been one. So like when he in the filthy animals, right? Like they were good guys, right? Like the filthy animals they were baby faces, correct? If I remember correctly.
I think so.
You guys remember, yeah. When he took off his mask, I think they were baby faces. They were like the cool guys. So I don't think he's ever been a heel. So this might be a better time than not, just to kind of go with it. But I do like the long term, like draw it out all the way.
Yeah,
they can continuously have big losses, and that's what fuels the kind of breakup and the troubles between them.
Yeah, I mean, look at this though. Long term storytelling. Ray was supposed to defend his son's honor from getting his ass whooped all the time, and Ray never did it. Brock Lesnar beat his son's ass, and he didn't do that to do it. Seth Rollins beat his son's ass, and Ray lost. So again, I took it out, So like, I don't know. Maybe Dom gets fed up with it, man.
Maybe Ray's not his poppy.
Oof, that's a whole can of worms right there. But
whole nother story.
But that's actually a pretty interesting story arc. He could be like, you know what? I keep getting my ass handed to me by all these other guys, and Dad, you're not. You say you're here to protect me, but you're not protecting me. I continuously just keep getting beat up by all these guys. I mean, it's a lot of ways you can go with it, because the whole father-son thing, right? There's so much you could play with it. There's so many different types of like interactions, relationships that fathers and sons have that you can just kind of. There's like a lot of stuff you can go to the well on there.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mark Carrillo, they can do it only with the exception that Priest can be in the hot tub with Lashley's sister.
Oh no, Max Caster.
Oh man, that'd be fun stuff. I ain't gonna lie to you. Who can challenge the Usos except for Street Profits, KO, and maybe Finn Balor as a tag team?
I don't want to see them as a tag team.
Is it because
mad at that?
Well, it's because
I don't like guys who
one wears shorts and the other wears like Speedos. Is that the
problem? No, it's just I need NXT Finn. I need a partner Finn. I need NXT Finn from now on. I can't settle for anything less.
True.
Is it just me, or does he have a different cut of Speedos than everybody else, that they're offensively like they're cut like very offensively, like too revealing compared to everybody else that wears similar ones, right?
I'd say they're more braggadocious.
So he's like, he wears like the Giorgio Armani brand of that, where everybody else wears like the Hanes type, like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's just
when you're the prince, you show it off.
You can get away with it, right? Martin Carrillo, maybe Dom sucks at doing heel tactics, and maybe Daddy Ray gives him a spanking, and that proceeds to the heel a live spanking in the ring. What do you guys think about that?
Jesus,
I think that would bury the kid forever, man. Getting spanked by your dad on live television.
Yeah,
you're done.
Now, they are Hispanic, right? So, like, as a Hispanic, it was more your mom, right? Your dad would never come at you with chancleta, which is the sandal, the flip flop, right? Yeah. So if it was his mom, maybe she'd throw it at him, and that's how the heel turn starts. But the dad, it's more of like the belt. So maybe he takes off the belt and starts, going at him. I don't know. A lot of ways you can go with it, man. A lot of ways.
There is.
Oh, major sighting alert in the chat. We got Mark Henry live in the chat. Is it just me, or do I love Brock's new look? It's not just you. I love the ponytail. I love it. I think it's a good look for him. I honestly do.
Look like he came out of Gears of War, man. He looks like a beast.
I think it's a good look, man. The Architect, hello, Architect. Thank you for joining us, man. Do appreciate it. So that's Mysterios and Usos, man. I thought it was a fun match. The two tag teams work well together, and there's just a ton of ways they can go at going out of it. We'll see what the Usos do. They're probably just trying to do damage control when it comes to Brock Lesnar. Next one is an interesting one, man. So we had Bianca Belair in the ring. She's set to take on Sasha Banks as advertised. There was rumors about this match not happening, but then they announced it was going to happen, and then it says Sasha not fit to compete. She's going to face Carmella. Massive groans from everybody because she's faced Carmella like a million times. Nobody wants to see it anymore. And then the Man Becky Lynch makes her triumphant return. Everybody's souped and happy. it all seems like she's gonna have a match against Bianca. That happens. She shit cans Carmella out of the ring, and then she proceeds to just, I guess she does like a bookend, right? That's her move, the man something, man slam or something like that, right? And she wins. I mean, it's nuts. Like, I didn't actually think, especially with all the time wasted after this, like on other stuff, they could have had at least like a 5-minute match, but we didn't get it, man. It was a squash, and it was the worst match of the night, probably the worst decision of the night. Didn't make any sense. I don't know if they want to turn one of them heel because they're gonna get a lot of heat for Becky. Yeah. I think they turn a lot of people on Becky, sour on her. Now, Zach, do you see a heel turn? What's the story? What are your thoughts on why this happened?
I don't know. This is panic mode, obviously. Man, Vince said he doesn't see AEW as competition. This was panic mode pay-per-view. That's all this was. There's no need to do this. They should have saved her for October. She did a heel move coming out, tossing Carmella into the stairs and taking care of her, but I guess that is kind of her Stone Cold personality. Don't shit on your champions. That is the rule number one. Don't shit on your champions, because now your title looks like crap. Belair's work that she put in, getting awards for her match with Sasha, outside and mainstream stuff like ESPN and other publications, you shit on that. And it's this was just awful. This was very, very awful.
Now, what do you think is going on with Sasha? Do you think it's COVID related? Because I was hearing when on the Wrestling Report today, Jonesy from Jonesy Chats Wrestling, he said that it seems to be like they were kind of reprimanding her for going out too much and so close to the pay-per-view, like in public spots, because obviously if somebody tests positive, they got to take them out completely. And this may have happened, may be a part of that. Do you think that has anything to do with it? Or do you think it's just their storytelling, they're booking this, how to do it this way?
It's something to do with something with Sasha. So maybe she did get COVID. If they're punishing her for going out, I think that's ridiculous. Because if you want to punish her, just have her lose the match and that's it. And then just be like, you know what? We're writing you off TV for a little bit. This should have been the main event. These two should have been the main event, not Becky. But Sasha and Belair should have been the main event. I honestly believe Vince, after Friday night, let's just say maybe, when Rampage went off the air, started calling Brock Lesnar. I honestly believe that. I think that's why that was at the end of the pay-per-view. The women should have been the pay-per-view. They were on the very first featured poster for SummerSlam. Something's happening with Sasha Banks behind the scenes.
Could be. Let me get to the chat real quick just before I get Knox's thoughts on this. Architect will go on to say, great chemistry between both teams. Better match than the kickoff show last pay-per-view, talking about the Usos and the Mysterios. Architect, also, I'm really pissed off on how that Becky versus Bianca match was handled. The handling of it wasn't the best way. It just wasn't. I think it hurts everybody involved. I don't think it was good for anybody that was involved in the entire thing.
No.
Jofo in the ring. What's up, guys? Jofo, thank you for joining us, brother. I really do appreciate it, man. How's it going tonight? What you think of the pay-per-view? What you think about the whole Sasha and the whole Sasha, Becky, Bianca thing going on? Architect, Bianca literally got the Kofi treatment. I think Kofi treatment was not as bad as this, to be honest with you, because this was like, that match was at least scheduled. It happened. That's the way it was meant to happen. This one was just like, Becky, get out there, whatever, kind of thing. Supersonic X, worst part of the night. She's working on the 3rd season of The Mandalorian. Maybe
doesn't start filming yet.
Okay, there you go. Doesn't start filming yet. Interesting comment right here. They got Bianca losing almost as bad as Zach and Knock tonight. They all deserve better than these squashings. You guys all got squashed, sounds like.
Oh man, I lost my belt, but that's not the point here. We're talking about Bianca.
Yeah, Eric, do me a favor. Do not drink water before bed.
Martin Carrillo, nobody has mentioned it, but why did they make Bianca beat 2 women 24 hours earlier? This was last minute. Now where can Bianca solidify herself once again? It's true. She did beat 2 women the night prior. It's weird stuff. T Fizzy Pop, thank you for joining us. Belair took the L in 10 seconds. It makes her look weak. They could have had Becky win, but at least make it a 5-10 minute match. They had the time to make it with the amount of time that was wasted after this. Yeah. But Knock, give me your thoughts on this match and what went down.
Oh my gosh, man. I don't even know where to start. So, Bianca comes out there. I'm thinking at worst comes worst. Carmel's out there, fine, whatever. Becky comes out. We'll have a triple threat. So if Becky's going to be there with Bianca, we can have Carmella take the pin, then build a feud between Becky and Bianca later on.
Yeah.
Okay. Then that doesn't happen. They ring the bell. It's Becky versus Bianca. I'm like, oh shit, Bianca's losing for sure because Becky just returned. But I'm thinking we'll get a match out of this. Then it ends in a few seconds. This is by far worse than Kofi versus Brock. This is on a big stage. Bianca was have like I thought she was gonna have like match of the year with Sasha, and ended up being a squash in a few seconds. You could have had Becky come out after, do something. This, like, how do you have someone come back who everyone's anticipating coming back, very excited for, and then you sour us on at the same time? I'm so torn here. I'm so conflicted because I love Becky. I'm glad she won, but I'm also pissed off about what they did to Bianca. That is just uncalled for. It is downright egregious. I am fucking pissed. I almost turned off the stream. I was just, I don't know, man. I was all over the place. The last thing I'll say on this is, where does Bianca go from here? She had a great match with Sasha and she's been like, I thought she was Women's Wrestler of the Year going into this. Now she loses so quickly. How do you build her back up after she just lost in a few seconds?
I think a heel turn. I think she's more suited for a heel because WWE is so bad at booking baby faces, especially the female baby faces. They don't really work that well. She was getting to the point where she just was smiling too much. They were having her smile too much. It wasn't the same kind of attitude that she needed to have. And I think maybe they can get that out of her and maybe salvage this a little bit. But again, it's like you're excited for Becky, then you sour on it. You're like, shit, that sucks. Like, why they do that and stuff like that, you know. It's like, you know, it's weird, man. It's like all you got was missionary and that's it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's all you got. You never got to the next position. It's just like it ended there, like missionary, it's all over. And stuff like that. It's weird stuff, man. Martin Caruso, I thought Carmella was gonna cause a DQ to protect both Bianca and Becky. Becky should have showed up during Raw Women's title. I think better received probably if she would have came in and just squashed everybody in that match. I think it would have been better.
Exactly. Exactly.
Jofo says, what about Carmella? I mean, Carmella's just there, man. To be honest with you, she gets all these title matches and she's like the utility player for the women's division right now. Seems like
Carmella actually looks even worse. Just get thrown out like trash and you can't even do nothing afterwards.
Yep.
She loses every match she's in. I mean, you know, she's gotten a ton of like big like matches against the champion and she loses all of them. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Supersonic X with Becky Lynch return to TV, we might see a storyline between Asuka and Becky that Asuka let her down for not being responsible while she's around.
Maybe, but now Becky has to be on SmackDown. And the thing with that is Becky has to wrestle now. I don't know how much she's been training her in-ring shape, but now she's champ. She's going to have to be ready to go.
Well, that's probably why the match is so short, right? Because she might not be in-ring like shape, like cardio-wise, maybe.
And that's the thing. But now
give her a
champ.
title. How is she the best in your company if she can't wrestle yet?
It's WWE, man. It's like if I felt like if it was Nick Khan was the one booking this entire show. That's what it felt like because like with Charlotte winning, Becky winning, and then you bringing Lesnar back into the fold. I feel like Nick Khan is the one who booked the entire card.
Probably did, man.
The man
cut a few people too.
The man is like he's just so in Vince McMahon's ear right now that whatever he says is like they're doing it. They're going with it.
How does an outsider get into that position when you're trying to you have your core of yes men that could be in that position? You have your son-in-law who's now going to have weird holidays with you because of what you're doing to his toy that you gave him. You took it back from him. How does this man Nick Khan just get in there?
He must have major dirt on Vince McMahon and the family. Maybe he has like, you know, he has the records of the whole Macho Stephanie conspiracy theory thing. He's got stuff like that. He's got dirt on everybody. That's the only reason I can think as to why he's in the position he's in right now, man, to be honest.
Weird.
Architect, that the Becky Lynch match literally overshadowed Drew versus Jinder. Like it made me not care about the match.
Yes.
You talk about the crowd too. They felt that way too, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't a match. It was a moment. Would have you guys liked to see Carmella challenge for the 4,000th time? No, I mean, it's just like, shit. I don't have an answer, to be honest with you. I don't even know what the hell they could have done. Like, they just did what they did. I mean, what other,
I would have took a triple threat match. At least we got some type of match of it and then would have protected somebody. You know, if Carmella's out there to get thrown away, let her take the pin.
I would have had the announcement be made and Bianca didn't know. You sit her ringside and you have all the available women come out and you have a battle royal for #1 contendership. It's just fun. It's a SummerSlam type match and more women get on the pay-per-view and the payday.
And with still Becky winning it though.
No, I wouldn't have had Becky come back at all.
Okay.
You have Brock coming back. Again, this is reactionary to CM Punk. I would have stuck with the fall timeline.
Now, I said this on the Wrestling Report this earlier today. It was like, I think they should have held off on Becky because it's going to be overshadowed. Anything they would have done in the show is overshadowed by CM Punk, right? In terms of like, the wrestling universe, right? And in Twitter and Instagram, all you see is CM Punk posts till probably Wednesday. You're going to see all CM Punk posts nonstop. So overshadowed completely. Save the Becky thing for something else. You could save it for a SmackDown shit if you wanted to. I mean, to be honest with you.
Right. And let me just ask this, and let's see if you agree here. That we agreed on as a group, all they needed to do tonight, they didn't need surprises. All they needed to do was put on a solid, fun show. That's it.
Correct.
Because Punk overshadows anything they do.
Yeah, I would agree. What about you, Knock?
Yeah, I mean, all you have to do is if you put on great matches on this giant stadium, you're flexing this stadium. And I was like, oh man, SummerSlam was amazing. A great stadium, great matches. I would have been found out. I would have forgot. I wouldn't have forgot about Punk, but like, I'm like, okay, They delivered here.
Yeah. Well, the thing is too, is like, you're trying to overshadow or trying to like combat what Punk has created by showing up. Dude, you're playing a stadium. I mean, they're not even playing the biggest arenas. They just got into their biggest arena for their secondary show for 1 hour. You're playing literally a brand new National Football League stadium for your second biggest pay-per-view of the year. You don't really gotta. All you have to do is put out a good show. You didn't have to go all out and try to compete with returns and stuff like that, because it doesn't make any sense. You're playing a stadium, dude. Like, there's no comparison. There's no comparison.
Yeah. Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, if you could pack 50,000 people in a stadium for 4 hours or 5 hours, how long it was, I mean, you're okay. You don't really have much, everybody's punching up at you at that point.
Exactly.
It's weird, man. It's weird shit, bro. I don't know.
It is.
I don't know, man. The thought processes.
Architect goes and say, like, bro, the build for Sasha versus Bianca this time was better than the one at Mania, and then we really never got the match. It's gonna be interesting what the sheets tell you about what happened with whole Sasha and why this whole thing went down. If it was a planned swerve, or if it was something reactionary, or what the case was whatsoever. Was Becky there, and as a wrestler, always bring your gear type of thing.
Yep.
She's there in the back just chilling, and boom, she call her number.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
It's gonna be interesting to find out like what the hell happened there. WWE are really pending on heel versus face. To be honest, they could have brought out Liv or Tony. Where the hell is Tony Storm, man?
Where is Tony? I forgot about
her. She debuted, and then it's just like boom, gone. And then Liv,
and she's a cool new finish.
Exactly, and then Liv is the one that has like a little bit of a momentum going to Money in the Bank. She loses that match, and then it's just disappears.
Yeah.
Typical WWE. I knew. Jofo says, like it or not, just us talking about it makes WWE win, because now you feel bad for Bianca, and that's what they wanted. Grows her fan base in the process. Long-term storytelling right here. It's another take on that. So, I mean, it's plausible. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, but they just the Kofi, and what happened after that? He never went back to the title. I don't know. I'm just soured on it.
What do you got to say about that, Zach?
I'm getting to a point. I'm the one who watches Raw on our show. Raw made me very angry this week because it's just it insulted me as a fan, and for the fact that I do watch it every week, it was just such a crappy show. And if they're going to keep doing this kind of stuff, to not really care about giving fans what they want, I don't want who I want to win every week. That's stupid and selfish. But I mean, if they're going to keep doing this, I might stop watching some of their programming, just because why am I wasting my time? I can be doing this. I can be doing that.
That is true. I mean, to be honest with you, it's like, I don't know. I have these theories about WWE's master plan that it feels like they're doing some real nefarious kind of mind fucking with us, to be honest with you. A lot of stuff they're doing. But Jofo makes a good point here, because it does create that kind of grassroots movement for like groundswell movement for Bianca right now, because we feel a certain way about her being either the word is disrespected or I don't know, whatever you want to say, describe the moment for her. But what does it create for Becky? That's the most interesting part. I think more interesting is like, how does this play out for Becky? Because she comes back as a huge pop, fan favorite. People are excited, but now the people sour on her. She like, I don't like her no more, because she's being, thrusted past everybody else, and immediately comes back and wins the title that quickly.
Yeah. I don't know. It's tough, because I think she'll be okay in the long run, because she is Becky. She's that person that we fell in love with naturally. It wasn't forced. She wasn't the golden child. She just made it herself. So I think in the long run, she'll be okay. For Bianca, I will give Jofo some credit there. He has a point. I think when WWE does moments like this, they try to make you feel bad. They have people losing their hometown. They do a lot of this type of stuff to make you feel bad and get buzzed that way, as opposed to you see AEW try to have the happy moments. But it does work. We are talking about it. So he does have a point there. I just don't know where it goes.
There's a hot girl in my old hometown when I was a lot younger. We used to talk about her because she got an STD. It didn't make me want to talk to the hot girl anymore.
That'll do it. I ain't gonna lie to you. That'll do it. I mean, be honest with you. I mean,
go ahead.
That'll do it for you guys, but not for me. I'll still talk to you. I ain't got no shame, man. I'll tell you that right there.
Oh man, that's a guy from New Jersey right there.
You gotta do what you gotta do. Damn. All right, let's get to the next comment here. Architect. Apparently, according to some sources, Asuka is injured. Apparently, right? That's what I heard too, as well. Right? She's dealing with an injury right now, or something like that.
I heard that too. Been out on vacations places, so she's legitimately having time off and possibly for an injury.
She's been making a whole lot of memes lately.
Yeah, she has, right? Was she the one? She came out with one where she's like, it's a picture of her punching down on somebody, and the other picture is like Triple H, like with that face, like he's being choked, right?
Exactly. And she photoshops her face everywhere. It's a
lot. Martin Carrillo, Carmella got R-Truth or Curtis Axel from the Royal Rumbles during all of this. I mean, yeah, you're pretty spot on about that. Let's see. Okay, so got here Mark Carrillo. Becky should have showed up after the Raw Women's title if they were going for it. That's the title she vacated, not the SmackDown one. Correct. Yeah, it's true. Continuity, man. That's all we asked for is continuity from WWE. But
that's it.
Yeah. Apparently, Asuka is taking time off TV, but since reports got fans triggered that Asuka has no creative plans for her, and now things got worse for Raw Women's division. I don't know.
I mean, look at the Raw champion now. Who does she have to face that she hasn't tapped out already?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Nicholas, thank you for joining us. CM Punk is a legend. T Fizzy Pop going to say Becky could have rolled up Bianca, so that way it's not a squash match and Bianca don't lose clean, and then we could see Bianca versus Becky the next pay-per-view. I think next pay-per-view is probably triple threat or Bianca Becky.
It's Extreme Rules, right?
Yeah. Baby on a pole match. Book it.
There you go. Well, I mean, we obviously knew she was gonna go to SmackDown when she came back, or whatever show Seth Rollins was on, because they have the edict now from WWE, like the couples stay together, fiancés and stuff like that, and married couples they stay together. So that was gonna happen. Architect, I guess so. Mela means a lot. Title opportunities, forget that money stuff. Mela does mean a lot. She does get a lot of title opportunities. That is true. Doesn't win any of them, but she gets a lot. Yeah.
She's done.
Yeah, Nicholas, what do you think of John Cena versus Roman Reigns? Yeah, we're gonna get to it in a little bit, Nicholas. We're gonna get that's the final match. We'll cover that one. Mark Carrillo, Raw is like The Rock shoving you in Rikishi's cheeks.
Oh no, that image scarred me as a kid, man. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I will say that's a better rub than I'm getting from Raw recently.
I mean, what's okay? So would that be better than getting your face shoved into Big Show's cheeks? Like, didn't that happen to Vince McMahon before? They DX shove Vince McMahon's face into Big Show's ass. So what's worse?
I feel like Big Show's would be worse.
I do as well for some reason. I feel like he's a bit on the smellier side than Rikishi.
Yeah, I think so, man.
Rikishi's a cleaner man.
I actually traded Rikishi, man. Shout out to Big Oos. He keeps it clean over there, so I think he's a lot better.
There you go.
He does, man. He's a stickler on that. I'm telling you.
Well, I mean, how many plies does Big Show need with the paws that he has? You know what I'm saying? The kind of amount of plies that man needs on a toilet paper. It's a big ass hands. I don't know.
I can get that 4-ply, man.
Yeah, exactly. Special order type shit. Martin Carrillo, SmackDown star power and roster is way on top than Raw's roster now that Becky is champ and Brock is after the UT Universe title. Also, the Corbin stuff. Well, it is, but it's head and shoulders above Raw in every aspect.
Mm-hmm. Can't believe it's the same company.
Honestly, true.
Yeah.
To be honest, Nikki ASH's reign had no point. It was literally a transitional champion. I said this on my prediction, man, and I had 3 people. Jonesy Chats Wrestling, Mex from WrestleMania UK, and Dan from DWE all tell me that Nikki ASH was going to win and have a decent title reign, and they were all wrong. I win again.
Here's the thing, though. How's Nikki a transitional champion for someone who wasn't champion before and after? How does that work, WWE?
Okay, you're right, man, because it's like, all right, you're supposed to get it from one person to transition to another person, but literally went from the same person, transition back to the same person.
Like, come on.
Can you hold this while I go over to AAA Mania for a weekend and then I'll come back and get it?
Yeah, it is Groundhog's Day over there on Monday Night Raw, man. It's like the non-stop. That's why I feel like Nick Khan booked this show because Becky's champ. Now, Charlotte's back as champ. It's just like, it feels like go back to whatever works, whatever old glory is. We'll have that. Oh, now watching Raw is like hearing Right to Censor's theme song. Yeah, I mean, just that.
Oh yeah. No.
All right, Raw's. Well, let's keep it on Raw. McIntyre versus Jinder. It's a match, man. That's just like it all started because one person took too long to text the other person back. I mean, the fight between me and my wife over something like that is probably more entertaining than this, to be honest with you. But McIntyre gets the win. It was a short match, and I don't know. I feel like Jinder might have got more off of this match than McIntyre does.
Yeah, because Jinder's in the big spot, big card, nice singles match. It needed to be short, man. It couldn't have went too long. It was just okay to me. It
really was. What about you, Zach? What do you think?
This was Monday Night Raw. I'm very happy for Jinder to be back on a major pay-per-view.
Yeah,
I do like Jinder. He has his lane, but I do like Jinder a lot. Yeah, couldn't you just say like Jinder come out as a heel? You think you're the biggest star on Raw? I've been champion and blah blah blah. Just brag or something. Fucking text message. Get out of here. Get rid of that sword. Get rid of the stone. Get rid of all this stuff. It just doesn't work. Man, I don't know. This is fine. This is just a Monday Night Raw match for me.
It was, right? It didn't fit what SummerSlam is supposed to be or what SummerSlam is, especially in the stadium and everything like that. But for me, it's like, dude, they got to either find a way to gimmick the sword so you can stab somebody with it. Because if you're going to keep swinging it, it's gotten old already. It's like to the point where it just looks cheesy. They have to find a way where it's like a retracting sword, but he's got to stab the son of a bitch with it.
Yeah. It's like, I don't know if you remember in TNA, man, Abyss used to have his Janus, his freaking plywood with all these spikes on it, and he'd swing it. You got to connect at some point. So I don't know. Drew hit him with the side a little bit, have the person gut it. I don't know. You can do something.
I mean, you could also maybe do a prosthetic on somebody's like side in terms of a promo, and then he just hits him in it, and it kind of feels like it goes in him a little bit, takes a little bit of meat out of him, but it's just a prosthetic or something.
Enter Zach going.
There you go, exactly. But shout out to Knock for bringing up TNA, man. It ain't Knock if it ain't bringing up no TNA.
It's such a rarity, Knock. How did you ever fit this into a conversation?
Oh man, I've been trying all three to get it in there.
He's like,
we're trying to weave you out of it.
He was like the person when you do like double dutch, you kind of just waiting to jump in. That's what he's like. He jumps in. There it is.
It used to be good. It used to be
good. Martin Carrillo says, "Eat a booger from the chairman or get shoved in the Viking Raider Ivar's cheeks." God damn. I don't know, man. I probably eat the booger, man. To be honest,
I think I'm going for the booger, man. To be honest,
I'm going for the boogie. I'll put some seasoning on it, and I'll get over it.
At least it's $1 billion boogie, at least, right? A booger, like you know what I'm saying? T Fizzy Pop. When I heard Brock's music, I saw Heyman look down. I thought Heyman was going to turn on Roman and low blow Roman from behind and let the Beast pick the bones. I loved Heyman's reactions. We'll talk about it later, obviously, but I loved Heyman's reaction during the entire time. He's so torn and like he doesn't know what to do.
Something else happened that we'll talk about too that should have been on the damn pay-per-view, but it happened after the show.
There we go.
Yeah, Heyman's a genius. He really knows what to do.
Really is, yeah. Architect, my friends in the voice chat called Jinder Taker. I don't know why, but it's kind of
never heard that one.
You know what? I'll post a picture tomorrow on our Instagram, West Coast Pop's Instagram. Jinderella, picture it, and I will post the picture tomorrow.
There you go. Yeah, if you guys don't, man, follow West Coast Podcast on Instagram, and they have like one of the funniest Instagrams. I love the stuff they put on, especially on their Instagram stories. They always put some good stuff, man. I'm not a huge fan of like how the way Instagram works and stuff like that, but they do a great job with it. Make sure
we have fun with it.
Yeah, make sure you check out their Instagram, man. It's a good follow. C Nation Dog, thank you for joining us. Glad Alexa Bliss versus Eva Marie ended early. Should have been on the kickoff show. Got a feeling Stephanie McMahon made this decision. Maybe,
honestly.
Yeah, who knows? All right, so McIntyre Jinder. It's kind of there. It's like a Monday Night Raw match. Didn't really fit the scheme of SummerSlam. Then we got this match, the triple threat: Ripley versus Charlotte versus Nikki ASH in a triple threat match of what you would call a transitional champion, but giving it back to the person that you took it from. I don't know. It's just weird, dude. I didn't think they were gonna I picked Charlotte Flair in my predictions. So I was right, but it doesn't feel like I should have been right. It's number 12 for her in terms of title reigns. I don't really understand it. I don't know why you would give it to her. I guess they gave it to her thinking that it was going to work well, but they felt already that it wasn't. And they were just like, all right, let's just go back. Zach, I'll kick it over to you first. Like, I know you got strong feelings on this.
This is so stupid. Okay, so I said she was going to win because they do have a bunch of merch coming out for her.
Yeah.
Like they have a good amount of merch coming out for her, and I don't think they'd really spend the money on that if there wasn't that. Secondly, your gimmick is you're almost a superhero. You never say never. You never give up. You keep trying. Well, she gave up tonight, so there goes that fucking moniker. Also, do they just give this back to Charlotte again to make up for the 2 NXT titles they took from her because NXT doesn't matter to them anymore? Yeah. And then again, why are you going to give this to Charlotte? Is it a way to woo her to not go to AEW? Which I'm almost positive she's going to go once her contract's up.
That's a valid point. I mean, like, to be honest with you, I mean, you know, you saw her in the Capital One commercial during the pay-per-view, and then you see her winning the title here. Could they just be like giving her stuff to say, please stay, please stay? We know your father, we know your fiance, they're gone. But please stay with us because we need you, type of thing. I don't know.
Please, sir.
Exactly. That's Nick Khan right there. A tremendous impression of Knock doing Nick Khan right there. But Knock, let me know what you think about this match and what the hell went down.
Oh man, what the hell is going on here? It's like you said, Nikki's a transitional champion, but they gave her the reverse card in Uno to give it back to Charlotte. And again, we've seen her tap out Rhea Ripley clean. Now she's tapping out Nikki, Asuka, all these people. If you're not Alexa Bliss or one of the 4 horsewomen, they do not know how to book you as a woman. You are going to get screwed over at some point, and it is ridiculous. I like Charlotte. Charlotte is a great wrestler. Why are you making me not like her? I mean, I think she's gone. So we look at all these title reigns she has. She's at what, 12 now, you said? I thought she's at 14. That number's a little off for me.
I don't know if they're counting the NXT titles. I'm not sure.
They're not.
No, they took those out.
So that's what threw me off. So she has 12 reigns. How many of them are meaningless? If she jumps ships and wins the AEW belt for her 16th reign, that might mean a whole lot of stuff, man. I mean, that's a whole lot of stuff. She can win a TNA belt. She can win the Ring of Honor belt. She can win it all. That's kind of cool to me. NWA belt. So I hope she does jump ship. But this match was actually, I enjoyed the match until the ending. They were doing some good stuff, good chemistry. I hope Nikki Cross is okay. Charlotte went for her corkscrew backflip out the ring.
Oh, yes.
She crushed Nikki on the, what do you call it, the barricade there.
Yeah.
So Rhea took a bad bump as well. Hopefully they're okay, but bad ending, man. What are they doing?
It's a weird situation, man, to be honest with you. Like, I personally don't think that she will end up leaving. I personally think they'll just keep continuously appease her in a way that she'll just stay there. I think she has more opportunity too to be outside of wrestling if she stays in WWE, to be honest.
You think so?
I think maybe she'll get more like outside opportunities. I think. I could be wrong. I don't know. I just always kind of go back to, like, you know, what works type of thing. So it's like when it comes to WWE, so I think like they're just know that this is a proven commodity. It's gonna work as long as we keep pushing it. Doesn't matter. We gotta make it so she doesn't leave us, you know. Please stay with me, kind of thing. Like, you know, please don't leave me.
More than
baby,
likely,
I'll in the dishes.
More than likely she's staying. But have you seen her? She was on Renee Paquette's podcast, and she's talking about Andrade in Triple Mania. And she was the one who called Ric Flair. Hey, can you walk out Andrade? Can you come over here? And they have all these. They took out all these copyright stuff and names for himself outside of WWE. I don't know, man. I can see her jumping, but most likely she stays. It's just a possibility there.
She's prepped herself to jump, so she's prepped herself for names and stuff. And I don't know. I feel like she walks around knowing she can jump, which she should. Yeah. She's fantastic. And actually, yes, this was a great match tonight. Just a shit ending.
I mean, she knows she knows she knows her worth. So she knows what she's savvy in that. Just like Sasha Banks. Sasha Banks knows her worth. She knows, you know, what she can make, what she should be making, what she should be doing, where she should be at in the card, where she should be at in her life, everything like that. So, you know, it's a tough situation for these people because, you know, they can do kind of whatever they want. Now, on the Wrestling Report, we talked about me and Jonesy about how the fact she has a little bit of heat because of the Andrade and Ric Flair stuff, and how I think she was at Triple Mania. She was there, and she's getting a little bit of heat for it. But I told Jonesy, I was like, I think that's all bark and no bite. WWE is not gonna, they'll tell her stuff, but they're not gonna actually act on any of it.
They'll tell someone else something in the hallway when Charlotte's laid down the hallway a little bit more. And also, no going to Triple Mania, Nikki, ASH. Hoping that she hears. That's WWE.
Right, type of thing. Martin Carrillo says, just like how Jinder and company run away from Drew's sword is like everyone trying to avoid bad booking on Monday Night Raw.
Yeah, man.
That's a shit show over there, man. It really is. C Nation Dog, glad Alexa Bliss and even Marie. Okay, I'm sorry, I read that one already. Why is Money in the Bank holder Big E on the kickoff show? Yeah, I mean, they should have swapped those two. I don't think she had the match. Like I said, I think if Big like Knox said this in the beginning of the stream, if Big E wasn't going to cash in immediately, what's the problem with having Corbin trying to have some fun with that briefcase?
Yeah.
Makes no sense. Kavion, thank you for joining us, brother. Kavion Martin in the chat. Charlotte SummerSlam undefeated streak lives on 5-0.
Oh yeah,
that's probably
why gonna keep going. Yeah.
C Nation Dog, I'm glad Becky Lynch won the Smackdown Women's Champion, but I don't like how it was a short match of ruined Bianca Belair. Told you would be right about Charlotte winning the Raw Women's title. Martin Carrillo won. What an outstanding performance from Nikki ASH and Rhea Ripley. They gave the biggest fight to the Queen. The match was solid. It was good. It was well done. Martin Carrillo says everyone is turning on Nikki and her losing. She should just join the Lily Lucian. Might be the best solution.
I can see her tagging again with Alexa Bliss though, doing some type of weird hero villain type thing.
I think so as well. Yeah. Let me see. So Architect says 14-time women's champion. Yeah, so they're just not counting the two NXT titles like Zach said. Architect, the meaningless reigns were the time she got cashed in on and winning the title from Bayley, then losing back to her next show.
Yep.
The match is good, but like I said, she don't have any challengers unless it's Rhea Ripley. But Asuka, she's got some unfinished business with Becky Lynch. It'll only happen if she goes to SmackDown or if Rollins and her go to Raw, because again, they don't want to separate the couples, so that's a bit of a problem there. If Charlotte beats her father's 16-time title reign, is she now the man of the house?
Is Rick sleeping on her couch?
Oh man,
I don't know. She's a powerful woman, so I don't know how Andrade, like how that dynamic works between her and Andrade.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Curvin Brady, thank you for joining us, brother. Why the bird Bianca tonight, like Brock Lesnar buried Kofi 8 seconds on SmackDown? That's your guess is as good as ours because we don't even know what the hell's going on over there. Yeah,
not at all.
Supersonic X, she's definitely going to leave WWE. Like I said, she needs to pass the torch to Asuka. Other than Asuka might leave WWE because her fans are tired of Charlotte more than other fans. Cousin Eric drip in the house, but sleepy at the same time. Cousin is a sleepy bastard. If you guys don't know already, all he does is sleeps like a cat. C Nation. No one in my house care about Alexa and Eve versus Eve Marie. That's how bad it was. Nobody here cared about it either. The Evolution was the worst wrestling botcher ever, and that person has pink hair. Architect is out, but I'm going to sleep. Hey, Architect, thank you for joining us, brother. Have a good night, peace. Man. Hope you enjoyed the stream, man. Thank you. All right, so let's kick it over to the next match, and it was Knox and Zach's favorite match of the night, Seth Rollins versus Edge. Now, for me, the match was awesome, man. It was good stuff, honestly. But dude, the Brood entrance. Poof.
Oh my gosh.
I love that shit, man. I said it before. The Brood is literally like it's like top 3 best entrance music in history. Number 1, I always say to the day I die, is Ass Man. Number 3, the Brood. I still don't know what number 2 is. It could be number 2 or 3 is Brood, but Ass Man is number 1. But Edge versus Seth Rollins, man, it's cool entrance, fun. I love Edge with the black and the bright red on the boots.
Yeah.
Killer look, man. Killer look. I didn't understand Rollins' entrance gear or what he was wearing. Was he like a matador? Was he like a pirate? I'm not really sure.
I don't think he understands either.
I got Matador, Pirate. I thought he was borrowing William Regal's shirt or his jacket, man. I don't know.
It was weird stuff, man, but it was a really, really good match. Edge gets the win, which is, you could have gotten either way with it, right? Because who needs to win more? Who gets hurt out of this? It's that's a whole can of worms you want to go into. But Knock, kick it over to you first. Edge, Rollins, what you think?
I love this match. I thought Sasha and Bianca had a great build to their match, but this build to the match is perfect. So you have a great build. These two are so similar and how they like go crazy and maniacal. Like, so Edge going to the Brood made so much sense. Everything in this story made sense. So now you have this entrance, this badass entrance from Edge. I'm fucking sold. The crowd is into it. Only thing that was missing was some pyro, and I would have been over the moon, but it's okay. Edge comes out there. He hits another level. I knew Seth was going to bring out a great match from Edge because Seth can sell. He's a great wrestler, and he could carry Edge to some certain spots. He was targeting Edge's neck, making it look crazy. Edge had a good reversal of Seth Rollins' stomp. He hits the Edge-O-Matic top rope moves. The finish was great. I felt Edge really crossing over to that real dark side that we used to see him from with that finish, smashing his head into the ground and a tap out victory. So I was in love with the match. It was the best match on the card. The last thing I will say before I finish up is with Seth Rollins losing, I thought if Edge lost, I thought, okay, Edge only wanted to come back to put over new talent. So if he lost, I could have seen that and he would have been fine. But with Seth losing, I was like, okay, fine, that's great. Edge got the win. He needed to win. He hasn't won since his second return, so that's really cool. I enjoyed the match, man.
It was a lot of fun, man. It was a good match between the two of them. Like I said, it's very subjective as to who you think could have won this match, who benefits the most from winning, who hurts the most from winning. It's kind of like a coin toss as to who to pick, to who to win, who to lose. But Zach, what about you? What you think about this match?
Knocks at everything that I thought about this match, other than this has been perfect storytelling since the start of this build. Going back to before Edge even faced Roman. Everything just worked so well in this feud, and it didn't matter who won or lost this match, because you look at the Becky Lynch situation, all three of the women in there have that stink on them now from that shitty moment. Both of these men have that rub on them. A great match. So that's what we'll remember from this.
Exactly. Perfectly well said. Yep. It's interesting. Now, there's an interesting thing here that I think would have added to it. Imagine Gangrel showing up for that special entrance. Would have been awesome. That would have been cool stuff.
Quick story. I was at a small event in Wisconsin years ago in the early 2000s, and Gangrel was there, and I watched him beat up a booker who didn't pay him money last time. A few of the people who watched, and Jerry the King Lawler was having a match at the time, and he looked on, just okay, and then went about his match, and that was fun to see.
Well, there you go. Always pay your dets. I mean, to be honest with you, always gotta pay your debts. You always gotta pay.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it was a lot. Like I said, it was a lot of fun, man. It was great seeing the Brood stuff. I kind of wish we also would have seen him like running around like in the subway, like classic Edge in the subway system, station, in the car yelling and shit like that, like how Edge, when he first showed up. But it was cool. It was a nice callback. It was a lot of fun to see this match, the way it went down. Both guys work really, really well with each other. And I still don't get what the hell Seth was wearing. But he loses here, and we'll see where he goes, man. I think the feud is over at this point. Maybe they kind of push it to Extreme Rules to get a kind of a gimmick match, because the build up towards it, especially with the bloodbath and everything like that, it kind of felt like it was going to have a gimmick to it, the match, but it was just a standard traditional match. So I don't know, maybe they go Extreme Rules, with like an Extreme Rules match or something like that.
If they do, I want to be oh, you go ahead.
You got it. I was gonna say, I think we get 2 more matches, because remember, Saudi Arabia is around the corner. I think they're setting up for Saudi Arabia with a few matches.
I hope not. I don't want this Saudi stuff. I hope with this beginning, if they do have another match, do it at Extreme Rules. Have a very cool concept for a match, not your regular ladders match or kendo stick match. Have it be really cool. And I know Rob Zombie's working on the Munsters movie.
Yep.
But I'd love for him to come out and perform Edge's old theme song live.
Oh yeah,
and just have it tie into like a Rob Zombie type of thing for that stipulation for the match.
Oh man,
that would be pretty cool. If I was them, probably do something at Extreme Rules. Maybe push it to like a secret pay-per-view. Bring back Great Balls of Fire. Make it a Ring of Fire match and kind of just end it there or something like that.
Oh man, you and Eric love that pay-per-view.
You can't just use Great Balls of Fire just one time, man. You gotta get some mileage out of that thing. You can't just let it drop like that.
You got 2 balls for a reason.
Exactly. All right, let's get to the comment section really quick. Before we get to some of the weird stuff WWE did during like the time they wasted. Here we go. Always Talk Wrestling. If they threw out Eve Marie, McIntyre, New Day, Nakamura stuff, it would have been the best. All right, so we're gonna get to that a little bit. What he's talking about there. Mark Carrillo, this got me to the edge of my seat. The promo package, psychology of the match brought it all together. I was really only interested in this match. Why can't we have this for every match?
Yeah,
I don't know, bad.
Good storytelling is kind of like eluded WWE for some reason.
It has. But then they prove it with like the Roman stuff and like Edge and Seth. So like I don't get why you can't do it for everybody.
Right.
Yeah. It could have been way better. The show, if they removed all that stuff, definitely could have. What was the point of King Nakamura's entrance? I was confused. That was another weird one. We're gonna talk about
That's another one.
Always Talk Wrestling. I liked Cena versus Reigns a lot. So did I. Magic Gangrel stuff. Seth Rollins should have won Edge as a part-timer. It should have been a passing of the torch moment for Seth Rollins.
Seth's got to take care of the kid now that Becky's back.
That is true. That is a good point.
I also think Seth would have agreed to this. I think Seth was glad to put Edge over.
100%.
Wouldn't surprise me. But it's also a logistical thing, like Zach said, because somebody has to watch the kid. You never know how that whole thing works out.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Always Talk Wrestling. I'd give Cena versus Reigns 4 3/4. It had a big fight feel. I was just so nervous. Everything about the last 2 hours was perfect. I think the show would have benefited with 8 matches, but nonetheless, it was good. The Becky stuff was garbage. Bianca was great champion. We didn't need Becky. Eric, don't hate on Becky. Ain't her fault on the booking. That is true. It's not her fault.
You can say no. Mercedes Martinez said no.
That is true. I
respect the hell out of her more than I would have.
But she didn't say no to a title, though.
It's tough to say no to one, right? Supersonic X First Blood match. That's actually a good idea from Supersonic X. First Blood, at Extreme Rules, something like that. I honestly think we'll get an Extreme Rules match and then the third time at Mania. So they're running back later on down the year. Seth's gear looked like those dudes that play with bulls. Forgot the name. Matadors. Yep. That's what it looked like. He had the red sash like on the top of his waist as well, like a little red part of it. So it looked like a matador. That
would make sense with Edge doing the spear, and he had that one spot where he hit the pedigree. Trying to be a matador. I don't know.
Who knows? Maybe WWE have a bloodbath match where they have to throw the other wrestler in the bloodbath to win, similar to the Orange Cassidy match. What was it?
Yeah. No, thank you.
Yeah. Ryan Awesome, my man, Ryan Awesome. Thank you for joining us, brother. I agreed with Edge winning. He's lost at Mania, and it was time for him to win. He also lost that Money in the Bank. Yes. So, I mean, he did need a win, but so did Seth. He has lost a lot of matches as well. Seth, okay, so I got that one. That one. Seth is now the mom, and Becky is now the man. So roles reversed. Yes, true story. It's Mr. Mom now. C Nation Dog. I know, but it makes Seth look weak because he's the new opportunist. I mean, you could have went that route too if you wanted to book Seth as like that kind of next in line to be like him. Cena versus Reigns has been one of the best this year. Let's see what else. Okay, so let's get into the random nonsense that kind of went on. So they had Nakamura come out. Rick Boogs. I'm a Boogs guy. I like Rick Boogs.
Jesus.
Well, I mean, I like him. I've seen him. I've seen his YouTube and stuff like that. He's an interesting guy. He's a very, very strong guy. If you watch his YouTube, he does a lot of big lifts and stuff like that. Okay. But I didn't understand what the hell was happening because they did the song. It was just for Pat McAfee to kind of get on the table with them, and then just that's it.
Yep, that's literally it. I think he just walked off into the distance at the end. Then it went to the women's match, right? Yeah, that was it.
I think it was just pretty much it. And then after you get the whole Becky squash, you have the 2 Olympians come out. Gable Steveson, which I thought his name was Stevenson, but it's Gable Steveson. And I always forget the female's name. I can't remember her name. But they both come out. Why Gable Steveson didn't have his gold medal on, I don't know. What was the point of them coming out? I don't know. I mean, because it was like a nice rah-rah moment. But other than that, I thought they were going to announce something. Maybe they signed WWE contracts, developmental deals or something like that. But other than that, we got nothing. And it just cuts to commercial. It cuts to the Saudi Arabia commercial, I think. Yeah. And then it just comes back and Jinder's coming out.
That's a whole lot of random stuff there. They should sign them both, honestly. Those 2 Olympians. Gable Stevenson looks like a star, man. He'll be a star there. Then you get the first women's gold medal one on the company. So they should sign them both.
That's what I thought they were gonna do, but it was odd, man. It's just weird. I didn't get it. I didn't get like why they just did it like that, and they kind of had it, and then they just cut to commercial and then come right back. It was weird.
I don't understand what they were doing, man. A lot of reactionary stuff, but hey,
weird stuff, man.
Tamara Mensah's stock.
Yes.
Tamara Mensah's stock. That's her name. Yep, there you go.
And I'm almost positive Gable is signed already. Like they signed him.
Okay, because they said that that her Miranda Stock, she was her dream was always to become a WWE superstar. Is what they said. I think Michael Cole said that. So I don't know if they're gonna sign her now. I don't know what the story is.
They should.
Okay, we got Always Talk Wrestling Extreme Rules: Edge versus Seth, Roman versus Brock, Goldberg versus Lashley, Bianca versus Becky. Card just seems stacked, but watch WWE mess it up. I don't think they'll go Roman Brock that quick.
No,
I don't think.
Don't throw it away at a pay-per-view like that.
Yeah,
it's gonna be at Saudi Arabia. I'm telling you.
Oh no.
This is an interesting one. Always Talk Wrestling. Punk's return was forgotten, I guess. Definitely wasn't. I don't think it was. Nah. I think it's kind of overshadowed the whole weekend, to be honest with you.
Yep.
The timing is very interesting from AEW on that, right? Like they decide to have him come out this time.
Again, everyone piggybacked off of SummerSlam like they piggyback off of WrestleMania.
Yes.
How many shows? ROH, Impact,
GCW had a show.
GCW, GSW had a show.
GSW. I know there were 3 more independent shows here in LA. I know of 2 that were moved to Vegas from another state. So I mean, everyone's piggybacking off of the company that they hate.
Exactly. I mean, but that's the whole thing, right? You know, you always kind of use them to get yourself ahead. That is what it is. Mm-hmm. Nation Dog, I feel bad for Seth Rollins. He is the woman, and Becky Lynch is the man. I mean, he's Mr. Mom right now. You know, terrible movie, Mr. Mom. Nation Dog, Seth Rollins be taking care of the baby now. Yeah, he's gonna have to be. I mean, unless they have like a babysitter or a parent or something like that. You know, a grandparent to watch the kid or something like that. The New Day stuff was freaking garbage. It was just a way to get the New Day on a show. Like, that stuff was not needed. WWE just wanted to extend the show. Yes, exactly. That's the other thing I forgot to talk about. So you had Miz and Morrison in the ring. I thought they were going to introduce some type of new sponsor, or like they had that Pure Life. I assume that's a water company. And they were there. They were going to talk about vodka. Yeah. Or they're going to check out the new dripstick. It's Xavier Woods. Why Xavier Woods was dressed the way he was, like he was going to have a match, I don't know, because the gear was awesome, right? It's a Razor Ramon, Outsiders, Scott Hall look, NWO Wolfpack look. And he just used it to kind of spray these guys with water, and then it just ended. It was weird. I don't know, man. But the swirl was on point from Xavier. Shout out to him. It was, yes. He had the very, like, the Superman in the black suit, like, look, you know, with the long mullet kind of thing in the back, and then the swirl in the front. It was cool stuff, yeah. Let's see. What else we got here? I didn't understand the Gable Stevenson stuff. Yeah, it was weird. It was really placed and really handled. It was just odd. What spoiled the show for me was the unnecessary segments in between the show. Yep, definitely agree with you. Watch Gable get a angle rip off gimmick. I mean, there's not much you can do, right? Other than kind of rip off that gimmick because it's a gold medalist. Yeah. Same sport and everything. Martin, the commentary couldn't stop talking about the same things with the Olympic winners. I feel bad for. Okay, so I got that one. By 2023, Gable Stevenson will be searching for R-Truth in the 24/7 Leprechaun title. Nah, they're not going to butcher him like that. I think Chad Gable might have to change his name, but he might just go by Chad nowadays. But can't have 2 Gables on the show, even though one is a first and one is a last name. It's not going to work. Oh man, why do you think they got rid of what? Like, you think Christian Cage and Brian Cage in WWE would ever work? Hell never. No. Nope. Not it wouldn't even work. Adam Page, Christian Cage, and Brian Cage, that would never happen in WWE. Nick Gage, Rampage. Everybody be changing their name left and right. Like, these guys sound too similar. Let's change them all right now. Becky Lynch is garbage right now. I'm just upset she won. Like, she won so randomly. Oh man. Yes. Brian Awesome agrees that tonight's show was way too long. Absolutely ridiculous. Eric, speaking of bad movies, pretty much anything with Hulk Hogan. No holds barred. I like, even though it's terrible. You know, whatever, man. What's that smell? Dookie is the best part of that movie. Oh my god. Oh man. Good stuff. Sounds like it reminds me of New Jersey. Yeah, exactly. C Nation Dog, Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch may take turns taking care of the baby. They probably could. Mark Carrera, it felt like they spin a random wheel to waste time. Yeah, I mean, they were in Vegas, right? So they could be spinning the wheel, a big, like, you know, a roulette wheel, and just like, what can we waste time with? Let's spin it, and boom, this thing pops up. Get King Nakamura out there, dance around. Seriously.
At least he's getting a payday.
Exactly. At least he's getting a payday. All right. So with that Rollins and Edge out of the way, let's get to this next match, which, I mean, a felony did occur at the end of this match. We cannot bypass that whatsoever. Now, does the rule of law apply to whatever happens inside of a squared circle? Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. But we definitely got a full-on felony that happened here. Felony assault of a minor. But it was a WCW Championship match. It was Lashley versus Goldberg, a match everybody's been waiting for, everybody's been hyped for, everybody's been excited for. And mostly everybody's been worried about how it was going to turn out. Was Goldberg going to knock himself loopy before or after the match? You know, or during the match? How is that going to work? Was he going to defeat Bobby Lashley? Now, the funniest thing about this match, other than the assault of a minor at the end, was the beginning. Goldberg's entrance. This is hilarious. They knocked on a door that's obviously not a locker room door. It's obviously an exit door. Yeah. So what they did was they had this dude either like in the loading dock or an exterior area that they tarped off, like with a black tarp behind them. Because no locker room door has that push handle to open, right?
Yeah,
right.
No door has that leads into like a locker room. So he was just chilling outside. They were like, let's tarp this behind them and kind of have him coming from. It's just funny if you noticed it. But then the match is kind of like a weird, like, so spots are hit or miss. Goldberg can't get Lashley up. Very, very awkward. It exposed all of Goldberg's weaknesses. He got hit in the leg by the cane of MVP. Took him about 3 seconds to notice it happened, then start selling it.
Yep.
Then Lashley will proceed to smash Goldberg's knee into the ring post, but look more like Lashley was taking more of the hit than Goldberg actually was by the camera work. All right, whatever. Whatever happened, they stopped the match because of Goldberg's knee. So technically, Lashley wins, but he's leaving a door open for the rematch, maybe at Extreme Rules. Then, for some reason, Gage Goldberg, now, which is hilarious because his name is actually Gage Goldberg. He gets in the ring, jumps on Lashley's back. Lashley is like, kid, get the hell off me. Boom, put you in the hurt lock, ragdoll your ass around. And immediately let him go. And then MVP gets in the ring kind of for damage control and was like, we did not know that was a kid. We did not know that was a kid. Let's get the hell out of here, type of thing. We'll see what happens if the authorities get involved, but it should be kind of interesting how this whole thing works out. But enough of me ranting. Zach, what you think about this? What happened here?
You're talking so much about Assault on a Minor and stuff. I thought Velveteen Dream had a match tonight. This match was such trash. I didn't think I thought we'd at best case scenario get a Goldberg paint by numbers match. Why if there's a guy who can only do a paint by numbers match for himself, why try to go a different route for it? Why do this weird angle? I mean, Knock nailed it. They're gonna do part 2 at Crown Jewel.
Yeah.
This sucked. This just sucked.
Knock, what do you think, man? What do you like? Let me know what you think.
Bro, before I get into the negative, I want to give a shout out to Vinny Wasco, independent wrestler out here in LA. I trained with him at New Japan. He was the right bodyguard for Goldberg walking out for his entrance. Shout out to him getting that W spotlight. But now, my goodness, bro, what happened? Goldberg can't sell for shit. He's selling delayed. He's looking like Bobby Lashley selling the sling blade from Finn Balor. He can't lift up Bobby Lashley. He did a nice jumping shoulder block. That was kind of cool. But besides that, this match went way too long. It went longer than a Bianca Belair match. I thought I never in my wildest dreams think Goldberg would wrestle longer than Bianca Belair. But Lashley doesn't come out stronger. I thought the only way Lashley looks better come out of this, and it's memorable, is if he taps Goldberg out to the hurt lock. That didn't happen. It's a what do you call it? Judge's decision. Because when you remember Goldberg fought McIntyre, no one remembers that. No one remembers Goldberg versus Braun Strowman. So Lashley needed to tap out victory. Didn't happen. We're going to have a repeat of this, and now I'm very worried because I don't know if Lashley can beat Goldberg twice. I think Goldberg might steal the belt, and I'm very worried right now.
He may well steal the belt because if it does take place in Saudi Arabia, those guys there could just be like, you know what, Vince, we want to see him win because we know him, right? Let's get him the title on him. So total possibility.
So
I
think he's dropping the belt.
It could be dropping the belt, man. It could be dropping the belt. I don't know. It's gonna be interesting to see does Gage Goldberg show up in Saudi Arabia. It's another interesting thing. Like, how's this all gonna work out with him attacking his son? I think the attacking his son thing is kind of the nail in the coffin for his title run, Bobby Lashley, because this adds a whole nother level to if Goldberg really want to exact his revenge on Lashley. And I think that's the perfect storm of the fact that he's trying to avenge his son. It happening in Saudi Arabia. If the rematch does happen there, it's a perfect storm for Goldberg to take the title off of him, to be honest, man.
I think it's going to happen, man.
Big E's still out there. He's still
out
there. He could hit him with the briefcase before Saudi Arabia stuff, but fuck, I hate this.
I'm going to call it now. Goldberg wins the Raw after Big E cashes in.
I was gonna say same exact thing. Like that. Big E on the Raw after is like break glass emergency. Boom! Let's break the glass. Let's get him out there. Yeah. Like reclaim some of this because again they're trying to appease the Saudi Arabian, whatever like the princes or whoever the hell's like kind of calling the shots there with it comes to the WWE being there, and then to kind of appease the fans the next night or whenever that happens, the next show. Let's get Big E out there and win the title.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I think Goldberg, like Zach was saying on our stream, he only has 2 matches per year. I think Saudi would be the bonus because that's Saudi money. So he's not going to wrestle again after this. So Gotta have someone cash in on him.
Yeah, cash in, do it nice and quick. Nice, quick, painless.
See you next year.
Yeah. All right. So let's get to the chat. What spoiled the main event for me was the pointless stipulation added because of the spoiler of the match. That is true. Like Reigns is not going to leave WWE, right? Like unless he's all elite. Oh shit, he's all elite. Like everybody and their mother is nowadays. See Nation Dog, what if Becky Lynch becomes a part-timer, becomes Brock Lesnar female? Interesting. She
might be.
She doesn't really. She has the title and she just like disappears and comes back when she wants, and kind of attraction type of thing.
Mm-hmm. I could see it.
It could be a thing. Always Talk Wrestling. The anticipation towards the show was actually better than the show. The show felt like Mania, but it didn't deliver like Mania 37 did. I hated the 4-hour format. I wanted 3 hours, maximum 3.5. True story.
Yep.
For real.
I think Becky was like a last minute plan because I don't think they knew Sasha wouldn't appear. That's going to be interesting to find out how that whole thing played out, man, to be honest.
Dude, no kidding.
Yeah. I forgot about Lashley Goldberg, not going to lie. I mean, I'm sorry I reminded you, to be honest with you. Sorry I had to remind you about that match. Match was all right, but the screwy finish annoyed me. I would have liked the 5-minute finisher fest. What they should have done, like how they did with Lesnar Goldberg at WrestleMania 34 or whatever it was. Yeah.
I think 34.
Yeah, WWE didn't hit the jackpot in Vegas, so they just gave us Xavier with a gallon of water and a dripstick playing with Eminem like a 5-year-old. Yeah. Does anybody know what is wrong with Sasha Banks? Nope.
No idea.
Always Talk Wrestling. I give the match 3 stars because why not? They talk about Goldberg Lashley. Goldberg body is delayed if it takes that long to realize your leg hurts. I mean, it's crazy. He got hit with the cane, and I was like, did you not notice that he got hit with the cane? I don't know. Would rather protect WWE would rather protect a 50-plus-year-old. Yeah, I mean they're making money off of it. So it is what it is. Lashley needed to win this. I hate the screwy finishes. Eric, damn, shots fired at Velveteen Dream.
For real.
Well,
I mean, this is self-inflicted, I guess.
He's not going to fuck with me on social media because I'm over 21.
There you go. That is true. Yes, he will not talk to
Oh my gosh.
Always Talk Wrestling. Goldberg just couldn't catch up to Lashley. Like it didn't really work because Goldberg just couldn't do it. Yes, you could definitely see all the weaknesses of Goldberg's game. MVP and Lashley are going to get fined for attacking a minor in front of 50,000 people strong. That's true, man. That is true. There's a lot of witnesses. Videotape
100,000.
I was surprised. I mean, seriously, because like that, I'm surprised. Does that stadium hold more than 50,000? Because remember, for a Raiders game, that a lot of the field floor seats would be where the field is. So, is it a smaller stadium, or they just didn't fill it up?
They just didn't fill it. What's the name of it again?
Allegiant.
Allegiant. Yeah.
Allegiant Stadium. Yeah. Did you guys see the delay? Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. It's like the shot to his knee was just ridiculous. First time ever Goldberg does a shoulder tackle in a wrestling match. I think they wanted to put over Goldberg, and fans' eyes didn't happen. They wanted us to feel bad for Goldberg, but clearly it didn't work. No, I think they're gonna like Lashley even more for attacking his son.
They did. They were booing Goldberg and cheering Lashley at some parts of that match.
Yeah, definitely. He was, and Lashley was pandering to the crowd a lot, too, as well. He knew that we're gonna cheer him. Why are WWE protecting Goldberg? Bobby Lashley should have pinned him or submitted him. Yep. I just hope the build to Extreme Rules is good. So do we, man. I was expecting a cash in tonight. So was I. I was expecting it as well. If that was going to change. Big E cannot be so goofy. He does need to be a little bit more serious if he's going to get involved in the title after he wins it. He does need to be a little bit more serious at times, but still be fun because it is Big E. If Goldberg visits Saudi Arabia once again, may God help us.
Oh my gosh.
If the first 2 hours was good, I would have given it a 9. I don't think Big E can help not being goofy. That is true. It's probably just his natural way he is. I mean, it's Big E, Always Talk Wrestling. I honestly thought Cena was going to win at points. So did I. SummerSlam was better than WrestleMania 37, according to C Nation Dog. C Nation Dog, at least Bobby Lashley beat Goldberg to retain WWE champion. He still beat Goldberg, but not really. Yeah, it's a technical victory, technical KO, not an actual KO. Yeah. Mark Carrillo should go. Goldberg should go ahead and be the new Mr. Cleaner because he can't sell for no one. Got a point. All right, that match
70,000+ for that stadium.
So they didn't they just didn't fill it up. Either they had seats that were tarped off or something in front of them, so they didn't sell them, or they just couldn't sell it. Yeah. I'm sure Meltzer would give his opinion on how that whole thing went down. Yeah. All right. So with that match out of the way, let's get to the final match of the show. Universal Championship match. John Cena taking on the Tribal Chief, the head of the table. What any other moniker that just slipped my mind now? But Roman Reigns, the Universal Champion, taking on him. this is an interesting match because in the beginning, Cena just tries to get the roll up and roll up and roll up and roll up while Reigns kind of dominates him. Then the match starts to pick up. And you see the big attitude adjustment to the table. You see the super attitude adjustment off the second rope. I thought that was the end of the match right there. A lot of kickouts. I thought it was tremendous by Reigns. Even though he left his eyes open during the count, he got super close to getting counted to 3. It was like 2 3/4 and whatever percentage or fraction you want to give it. Super close to getting the 3 count on Reigns a bunch of times. But in the end, the Tribal Chief hits the spear after like 27 Superman punches. He hits the spear and he wins. This was well done. It was dramatic. The fans were invested in it completely. Massive reactions from both guys. The right man won. And then we got Brock Lesnar making his stunning return to WWE, ponytail and all, which looks good on him. I ain't gonna lie. Looks good on him. He comes out and Paul Heyman's reactions were tremendous. He didn't know what to do. And when they got face to face, Lesnar and Reigns, I was hoping for a hug, to be honest with you, and kind of like 2-man power trip, kind of like let's dominate everybody type of thing. But this is where it's headed. It's going to be interesting to see where Paul Heyman flies into this because we've seen this before, right? Where Paul Heyman betrays Lesnar, goes with somebody else. We will send this with Punk and Lesnar, with Heyman being there. So what are we going to see here with Heyman, with Reigns, with Lesnar, with Jimmy and Jay? I loved how Jimmy and Jay came out with Reigns as well. They were all wearing the lays around their neck, even Paul Heyman. Great look, everything. Reigns, whole nother level compared to everybody else. But this is the one guy that they can bring in that seemingly could take the title off of Reigns. I'll kick it over to Zach first. What you think about this?
To be honest, I didn't think it was a great match. I was very bored by it. I acknowledge Roman Reigns. I do. Start off by saying that he's my guy. I acknowledge him. He puts food on my table. Trash Bags, I don't really think knew what he was doing in this match. I think Trash Bags didn't train as much as he should have. I think he was too busy doing commercials for Trash Bags, Pistachios, Toyota. There's 4 other ones that I'm forgetting right now. He is promoting Suicide Squad. He's got more crap in the works that people are going to have to sit through that are going to be more long and drawn out than this match was. This match made me start thinking about other things. For 4 hours, I have to watch this pay-per-view and then Trash Bags mope around and get to his 2 big spots. I will say the highlight of the night now is going to be me going back and watching what happened after the match. Brock Lesnar beat the shit out of John Cena.
Well, I was hoping that Cena would actually show up in the ring. Like he kind of just disappeared, right? And let them kind of do their thing in there. Yeah. He's going to stick around for a bit, right? Because he is scheduled for some shows. The MSG show September 10th. Cena is scheduled for. So we're going to see what Cena ends up doing. Does he show up on SmackDown? Does he show up on Raw? Be interesting to see the Lesnar stuff. Super interesting how that's going to play out. But yeah, I mean, let me just, say beforehand, I did like Cena's Super Mario whole thing and his, 8-bit thing. I liked it.
He's stealing from the New Day. He steals from people. That's all he does. He doesn't put people over. He doesn't come up with anything original. He appropriates everything he touches or sees. I do not like this guy. He's such a pile of trash, and he's just got people fooled, and it just pisses me off because he sucks so much.
That's how you stay on top, Zach. That's how you stay on top.
Yeah, that's how you stay on top. Missionary position. We got it.
Exactly. Which, again, I said it in your guys' chat. He should have pinned them in the missionary position because it would have tied everything together. Because all right, so never in history since it was created, the missionary position has been as over as it is right now because of the amount of times it's been, talked about on wrestling television. But you should have done it, man. It's a wasted opportunity. We'll see what happens of it coming forward. But
we'll wait and see if Nick Gage has a reverse cowgirl match. Whenever.
There you go. Exactly. We may have to see that. But I kick it over to Knock, man. What do you think about this match? I know, you're not as sour on Cena than Zach is.
No. Summer of Cena, baby. This match is slow. I mean, but we knew what we were going to expect from Roman Reigns. He takes his time in there. He works the crowd, which he was doing a lot of good stuff with the crowd. He even looked in the camera. He was talking to Cena's wife. I mean, it was great stuff from Roman. Cena, man, I think he was putting Roman over. I thought some parts he was phoning it in. Like the roll-up pins. Oh, my gosh. You could make a drinking game out of that one. They caught me. I think it was the first attitude adjustment. That 2 count was so close, man. I was like, oh, shit. So I was into it, but it was slow and it was long. It was the end of the I think after being like the last match of SummerSlam and just going through the whole pay-per-view, I was done. So I think that part took me. So I got to go back and watch and really see my full opinion when I'm like get with fresh eyes.
Yeah.
Oh my God, you go back and rewatch that?
I might. We'll see. Right. Roman hits a spear, gets a good victory. It's a solid match. It didn't really wow me. It didn't excite me. Brock Lesnar coming back, I didn't think that would happen. I thought he was done with WWE. I thought he signed with UFC or something. So we'll see what happens. But at this point, if Brock is back, Brock and Roman at Saudi Arabia. I'm calling it right now, man.
No.
It could definitely happen, to be honest with you. But, you know, I wasn't expecting him, to come out either. I thought they were going to push Lashley or him if he was going to come back, but they just seem to never want to push it. They never want to do Lashley Goldberg. I mean, Lesnar for some reason.
I don't think Brock wants that match. I don't think he wants to do it.
I guess. Yeah, I guess not. It's weird, man. It's really, really fucking weird as to why they never want to push that match.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, that's what we're getting. And it's just like, I did, another thing too is like, I knew it was a foregone conclusion because of the stipulation. If Roman lost, he was going to be out of WWE, but also John Cena's tan game was pretty bad. And if you know professional wrestling, if you show up with a bad tan, you ain't winning shit. You've seen that with Sting before. That's why Hogan was always on top. Perfect tan.
Oh my goodness.
You gotta come up tanned up, man. You have to. Like from like his shoulders were like a nice color, but the rest of his body was extremely pale. Especially his legs. It was weird. It's like he didn't come prepared. He was just there because they needed him. We need you, Cena. Come in. That's why he was there. So kind of was what it was.
Yep.
All right. So C Nation Dog, some wrestling fans make no sense. They say they want Big E as Money in the Bank because he's goofy, and then they wanted John Morrison to have it, but he's goofy too. Sometimes, it's contradiction sometimes. Always talk wrestling. I think SummerSlam and Mania were equally good. John Cena is literally making the roll-up the best finisher to use in a wrestling match. It's interesting because you'll see like on Dynamite, on Dynamite, on Rampage, you saw Private Party do a top rope Canadian Destroyer to get a 2 count. But a roll-up will beat somebody. Nowadays, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Imagine losing to a top rope Canadian Destroyer. Like, that's the most ridiculous thing to lose something like that.
Oh man, Canadian Destroyer, Petey Williams, TNA.
Yeah, man. So I moved the first time in TNA. I was like, it's the craziest move I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
Now it's just a regular move. C Nation Dog, Randy Orton has done everything WWE besides be Universal Champion. Surprisingly, he hasn't won that, but I don't think that the shows have lined up for him to actually win it. Always Talk Wrestling. Apparently, Brock attacked Cena after the show. Hopefully we'll get to see that maybe on like their YouTube channel or something like that.
It's online right now. Yeah,
it is, right? Okay, so I think Reigns retains against Lesnar is what he's saying. He doesn't think Lesnar's going to beat him. Paul Heyman turns on Roman Reigns, rejoins Lesnar, and Roman Reigns turns babyface as the head of the table. Would make things fresh. I don't want to ruin Reigns by making him a babyface. And
I don't know if it works.
Yeah. Roman Cena match made it even better in that stadium. Great looking stadium. Tremendous optics of the stadium and everything. Like, I wasn't a fan of the set, but they seem to only pull that big set out when it's WrestleMania time.
I loved it.
I just think it's like so like, I mean, I like the turn in the aisle. That was cool because you can get a nice camera angle look, a camera style when he comes around. But I just think the weirdness of how small it was, no pyro because they couldn't put pyro because the fans are so close.
Yeah, man.
Just things like that. But
I gotta say I liked it, and it had the big fight feel, which we don't get on Monday Night Raw and SmackDown because there's too many lasers and the big ass screen. So I liked it. It was a break for WWE.
Well, it's funny because like the ring itself is like complete LED, like the post, the side, the aprons. It's like nuts. Like it's a little bit too much to a certain extent. Some of the stuff they do. All right, so Eric, Cena hater, talking about Zach. Doesn't like him, man. Just doesn't like him.
Mm-hmm.
Brock versus Roman Universal title and Paul Heyman in a shark cage match at Extreme Rules. They could go that route.
Man.
It might take it may make it like extremely goofy and take the big fight feel away from it, but
yeah. I mean, we've seen Brock and Roman so much. I mean, hey.
Yeah, it's true. Well, there's if they go again, they're gonna go again. There's gonna be live rounds thrown in that match. It has happened before. They throw live rounds. They really go at it when they had their matches previously. Always Talk Wrestling. I was really nervous for the Cena versus Roman. I was as well. I was the spots where I was like, damn, is he really gonna lose and stuff like that. If Cena stays for a bit, more, he should put Finn over. True story, because he did take he took his shot.
Yeah.
I disagree with the bald guy. John Cena is awesome.
Oh man,
John Cena is the bald guy. Yes, C Nation.
He is. Yeah, I saw the spot. You can see it.
He's like I shouldn't say anything about anyone's hair, but I mean, like, you ever like not take care of your lawn in the summertime and water it, right?
Yes. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Rated, get me your the John Cena new shirt. I guess, Eric, I'll buy it for you, I guess. Martin, I wonder why didn't the Usos interact with John Cena? I guess to reduce any chance of injury. Maybe. Could be. I personally respect guys like Rock, Cena, Blutista. Guys come back to support their company when they really don't have to. True story. They don't have to come back. They come back because they want to, or for whatever reason. Could be like an ego reason, or it could be just a giving back type of thing to the company that allowed them to get to the spot they're at now, to help them to get to the spot they're at now. So it's cool stuff. Why didn't they announce the draft? But they do announce Saudi Arabia show. What the
That's a hell of a point.
That is true. I didn't even think about that, to be honest with you. That's true. Ryan, also, nobody wants to see Reigns as a face. That would ruin the Tribal Chief character. I agree with you wholeheartedly. Yeah, I think it would and I wouldn't trust WWE whatsoever to turn him face.
Nope.
Martin, who is better, Roman and Shane McMahon? Of course it is. Shane, he's the best in the world. He even has a cup to prove it. That's true. I mean,
yeah.
Well, are they going to do the cup again in Saudi Arabia now? Because the best in the world technically is back in AEW now. So are they going to do like, we're going to do the best in the world cup at Saudi Arabia?
I thought the rumor was the King of the Ring and Queen of the Ring, and there somebody might be doing that tournament already.
Maybe doing that there. Okay.
Unless isn't Braun still their champion?
Yeah, he still has the belt. Yeah, he does.
He still has the belt.
Yeah. Did you see the WWE 2K22 trailer? Drew McIntyre sort of looks. I like the graphics look nice. They look like awesome. I just want to see the gameplay and everything like that. Yeah. They fixed a bunch of stuff that was all messed up and stuff like that.
I need gameplay.
Definitely. I think we'll end it with this comment. Cena's the GOAT. Take it for what you think. I mean, I don't know, man. I have no opinion on the matter whatsoever. But that's the review and reaction for this year's SummerSlam. We went a little bit long. Appreciate everybody for tuning in and dropping all your comments, your wonderful comments, questions, and opinions in the chat, man. Always awesome for everybody to join us and get, give their feedback and everything like that. Always want to always thank West Coast Podcast, Knock, Zach, Eric as well. These guys are awesome. Make sure you check out their channel. They're doing a lot of great stuff over there. A lot of fun stuff, out of the box type stuff, pop culture stuff, wrestling stuff, all that. Make sure you follow their Instagram. The Instagram is undefeated. Make sure you check that out. But I always appreciate you guys tuning in and joining me for these reviews. I will try to get out an NXT review either with West Coast Pop or if not, but with the storm coming up to the East Coast, may not have power, so we'll see how that works out. If I can get one out, we'll see what happens. But stay tuned for that. If I do drop one, I'll let everybody know. But again, thank you, Zach. Thank you, Knock. Any parting words from you guys?
Thanks for all the support. Thanks for everyone jumping in the chat, man. We appreciate you interacting with us. Keep supporting Rated R for wrestling. Doing a lot of stuff. The Wrestling Report every Saturday. I've been tuning in there. Thanks for having us, Anthony.
Of course, man.
Yeah, we appreciate it. And last one, Martin Carrillo says West Coast Pop aren't digging the Saudi shows. No, we are not. They are blood money shows, and they need to go away.
There you go. It's a hot take, man. It's true, though. It is true. But, money talks in the end. Big corporations talk. It kind of is what it is. The world we live in. But we appreciate everybody again. And we will catch you guys on the next one. Maybe tomorrow night for NXT TakeOver. Yeah. But anyways, enjoy TakeOver 36. Should be a lot of fun. Yes.